This Muslim guy, aka Rumzi, explains that Prophet Muhammad was not suicidal. But is it true? There's a few things that needed to be considered. But let's see if he was honest. But in this video, Rob Christian will respond. So let's check out this video.
This is the argument where they try to claim that Muhammad, peace be upon him, tried to throw himself off a cliff. And I'll tell you what, to most people, this argument might actually look legit because he's quoting a hadith from Bukhari. But now let's read it a bit closer. It says, the Prophet, peace be upon him, became so sad as we have heard that he intended several times to throw himself from the top of the mountains. Now, for those who are unaware of the chain of this particular hadith, it's a quotation of Aisha by Az-Zuhri. And if we look closely, it says, we have heard. In other words, Az-Zuhri doesn't give a source for his information. But now the question might be, well, hold on, this is from Bukhari, so how can it not be authentic? Good question, and the answer is, it is authentic. This is an authentic statement by Az-Zuhri. However, the khabar, the information he provides, is not authentic.
Okay, so that statement basically it's like just something that was said. It's not that it is true, but it is just Sahih Bukhari basically just recorded the fact that it was said, but it wasn't a fact. Well, according to what Rumzi is telling us here. Let's continue.
Words, Az-Zuhri definitely made this statement. However, he doesn't give a source for this particular bit of information.
Let me explain how this ignoramus, this miskeen, just deceived this gullible Muslim audience. Notice, Ramzi's whole argument here is the phrase, we have heard, which is supposedly a quotation by Az-Zuhri. According to Rumzi, Az-Zuhri did not give a source for his information. But is this true or simply another modern-day lie to cover up the embarrassing story about the mentally ill, suicidal, false prophet of Islam? I mean, how can you trust a mentally ill, suicidal person, right?
So let us just read that passage for yourself and for ourselves. It says, he intended several times to throw himself from the tops of high mountains, speaking of the Prophet Muhammad, and every time he went up to the top of a mountain in order to throw himself down. And basically Jibril, or aka Gabriel, the angel, intervened there. Okay.
Or let alone accept him to be a true prophet of God. Notice, it's very important to understand that Rumzi and his Dawa girlfriends cannot reject this authentic hadith because it's still a Bukhari hadith. All scholars in Sunni Islam agree there are no weak hadith in Bukhari. This is a fact in Sunni Islam. So if the report of Az-Zuhri was weak, then Bukhari himself would have not included it in his Sahih collection, but would have thrown it out completely. Now let me refute Ramzi's desperate attempt here. This guy is nothing but a parrot who parrots what he has heard from other da'is like his bigger sister Farida.
Reported in Sahih Bukhari. However, it's reported by Zuhri, and Zuhri doesn't mention his source. These are referred to as balagha.
Okay, so the guy on the left is Farid, also a defender of the Islamic faith, kind of apologist. And he basically gives the same explanation, that there was not provided a source. Okay, so that's why Christian Prince say, not Christian Prince, that's why Rob Christian says it. It is just repeating, a parroting of a certain argument that is used by Muslims to explain what the Hadith is saying to us.
Zuhri. As Zuhri says, balagha, now we were told, by whom we don't know. And so basically, this is rejected by scholars of Hadith as well.
Rumzi and his sister Farida claim that as Zuhri said, we heard it, but it's not Mawsul or connected chain of narration between him and Aisha in this case.
Okay. Well, it sounds like what has been said, which is communicated as having been heard, is not factual, but it was recorded in Sahih Bukhari that it has been said that it was heard. So it sounds like these guys, these Muslim apologists, and explainers makes it sound that there is no source for saying these things that happened of the Prophet, and basically it is not factual. It's just maybe like a rumor. That is basically their argument. They say no, what has been said, there's a suicidal episode. It's just basically it's not factual. There is no source. Maybe just a rumor. Okay, that is how they explain it, and how they explain the Hadith. So let's listen to Rob Christian to shed more light on this issue.
But is this true? Let me refute that lie specifically for this hadith. If we go to Tariq al-Tabari,
so here
Volume 2, page 298, we see the same story about the suicidal Prophet Muhammad who wants to jump from the high mountains. But here we see that it doesn't say that Az-Zuhri said we have heard. It actually says from Az-Zuhri, from Urwa, from Aisha. Pay attention, we have Urwa and Aisha in the chain of narration as well, which makes it a connected chain.
So it was heard from Al-Zuri, who heard it from Urwa, who heard it from Aisha. So this information basically can be traced back to Aisha. And where would Aisha heard if not from the Prophet himself? Let's continue.
It does not say that Az-Zuhri said Sami'na or we have heard. So this is actually a fully connected chain of narration. Yet these liars said
Az-Zuhri definitely made this statement. However, he doesn't give a source for this particular bit of information.
Do you see how easy it is to expose these liars and deceivers? Rumzi and Farid, please stop embarrassing yourselves. It's time for you to find a new job. Change the title of your YouTube and TikTok to Dunya over Dawah because you are not fit for Dawah. And stop repeating what you have heard from the other da'is like Farid response here. And here is what the actual scholars said in Islam when they were asked, are there weak narrations in Sahih Bukhari?
في الصحيحين الأحاديث غير صحيحة نرجو إفادتنا بذلك ثابكم الله.
ليس في الصحيحين حديث صحيحة غير صحيحة. فكل ما فيه.
Did you get it? Let us read it again.
الأحاديث غير صحيحة نرجو إفادتنا بذلك ثابكم الله.
ليس في الصحيحين حديث.
There aren't any weak hadiths in Sahih al-Bukhari and in Sahih Muslim.
صحيح غير صحيح. بل كل ما فيهما صحيح وقد تلقاهما الأمة بالقبول وبينوا أن ما فيهما صحيح مسلم مقبول وقد يسمى بعضه حسنا لكن في الجملة الصحيح هذه الصحيحين مقبولة وصحيحة ومتلقاة من قواعد أهل العلم.
So there we have it, dear Christians, dear Muslims. Now we further make the proclamation: without lies, Islam dies. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Shalom.